Hey everybody, Min here. Welcome back to Your House Fitness. Today we're going to go over the inverted rows. We're going to be doing on the parallel bars or the equalizer bars. Before I actually do this exercise, I have a few safeties measures I like to keep in mind. It's really easy for this to tilt, so I like putting a little weight on the ends here so when I do start rowing, it won't collapse upon me. This is just for my own, how do I say this, mental sanity, I guess. I get a lot of anxiety when I start shaking, especially when I'm working with my clients. So if you do have a partner, they can hold it for you. If you're alone, feel free to put some weight there to keep you safe. If you have one that's bolted into the ground, that's even better. With the inverted row, it is essentially the opposite of a push-up. Instead of being on the ground and push yourself off, you're going to start on the ground yourself or a little bit higher. It kind of depends on how strong you are. And you're going to pull yourself up with a rowing mechanic. Or you also maybe have it been called a horizontal pull mechanic, okay? So with the grip, I like to go a little wider. I find if you're too narrow, you'll hit the floor before you get the full extension. So go a little bit wider, treat it like a wide grip row. And you can't see it, but I have the handles turned slightly inward. So it's very similar to a wide grip row on a cable machine, all right? You can go completely neutral. You can even go the opposite direction where your palms are actually supinated. They all work great. This is just my own personal preference. Now, I'm just gonna get under the equalizer. I'm gonna find my grip probably a little bit more towards the top side of these equalizers because that's where a lot of the stability is. There's a few ways to do this. I'm going to do the harder variation, and I'll show you a modified variation that's much easier. The full version, you're going to have your legs extended, most of the weight on your heels, and you're going to pop your hips and chest off of the ground. Before you start, make sure you pull not from the biceps. Okay, so this is bicep pulling. See, I'm bending my elbows first. You want to start from the scapula, so you want to retract and depress your shoulder blades as the first motion. I might even do this a few times. I'm going to practice a couple of scap pulls to make sure I got the right start. Once I have that, the inverted row itself becomes a lot easier because I'm using the much stronger muscles in my body as opposed to the biceps, which are much smaller. So I'm on my heel, core nice and braced. I pinch my back from here. I just pull and wind out my elbows, and I stop when I get to the top end of the range of motion, and I'm control it back down. 2, 3, 4, and let's say you're doing this yourself and you're getting tired and you can't get yourself all the way back up, I would call it there because you've probably hit mechanical failure. If you want to get an easier variation, let's say the full extension is too hard, or you want to do a drop set, instead of having your legs lengthened, you can bend your knees, bridge up to start, and this will significantly reduce the moment arm on your body. And this becomes a little bit easier, but if done correctly, it can be just as challenging. You can pause, you can work the negative, you can do partials at both positions, lengthened and contracted. Amazing exercise and very scalable. If this is too hard, all you have to do is lift the equalizer up, put it on some blocks, put some plates under you, and the more upright your incline is, the easier it is. You can do it like this almost, where you're basically standing, especially if you don't have really good back control or activation of the scapular retractors. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.